I was handed the wheel to a $10,000 horror short film about the legend of the Red Headed Hitchhiking Ghost, which was told to me by my grandfather when I was a child. No pressure. You see, when I was a kid, my grandfather told me this story. He read it out of a book called New England Ghost Files. And the story was called The Legend of the Red Headed Hitchhiking Ghost of Route 44. Route 44 is a main drag through Rehoboth, Massachusetts. It's inside of what they call the Bridgewater Triangle. What is the Bridgewater Triangle? Well, it's an area of Massachusetts that has seen more paranormal activity than most any other place in the country. Now, as the story goes, people driving down Route 44 might come across a red-headed man in old workwear thumbing for a ride on the road. Don't pick him up. You should really go check out New England Ghost Files and read the story yourself. But all I know is that when my grandfather read me this story, it stuck with me. Hell, it stuck with me for 30 years, apparently. Because just a couple of years ago, I got a chance to make it come to life. 44 is a 6-minute horror short, all shot here in Massachusetts, right in Rehoboth, right where the story takes place. It was written by Rosario Corso and Amelie Island, and they based it off of the New England Ghost Files story. We won Best Director at the 2025 London Director Awards. We won Best Horror Short at the DC International Cinema Festival. It's on my YouTube right now, right on my channel. Go watch it. It's 6 minutes long. I'll wait. So the purpose of this video is I want to talk about the making of this film. First, the people. We had such an amazing cast and crew. Owen Burke plays our lead character, John. Now, I met Owen way back in the day on his first movie, The Town, where he played sidekick to Ben Affleck. That also happened to be the first movie that I was a production assistant on. We met then. We've been friends ever since. David Pridemore as the Red-Headed Hitchhiking Ghost. I gotta tell you, I've made a lot of decisions in the AD and directing world, and this one might be the best one I've ever made. I've known David for many, many years. The man is a phenomenal actor. But little did I know just how terrifying he would actually be with really no dialogue, barely anything. Our DP was Stephen Schloss. The reason I wanted Stephen specifically is pretty simple. The man knows how to make horror look terrifying. Listen, it's a skill, and not everybody has it. I needed someone who understood that darkness isn't just the absence of light. It's a tool. Then between Rosario, Amelie, and Max Corso, you have the team that makes up Pasta Bedtime Productions. Now, Amelie I had worked with, as well as Rosario, on numerous projects where they were in the locations department. Rosario actually PA'd for me when I was ADing numerous times. They knew me already, and they trusted me with their baby. And that is not something that I take lightly. We shot this thing on a good old mini LF. Open gate, 4:3 aspect ratio. That was a deliberate choice, and it came down to two specific shots. You see, in 16:9, the ground anchors you. The frame is wide horizontally, and the world feels containable. In 4:3, the frame gets taller. The headspace opens up, and suddenly a character standing alone on a dark road in the middle of the night feels very exposed to everything above him. But let's get into how we actually made this thing. Because the decisions we made, practical and creative, shaped every frame. All of our interior car scenes, every time you see John inside of his car, we shot all of that on day one in Max's driveway. We did what we call in the industry the poor man's process. Meaning we fake that the car is moving. We manipulate the lights, the eye lines, everything about it so that Owen, when he's acting, can focus on acting and not on driving. Also, we didn't want to lock down 2 roads over 2 nights. We knew we were going to have to lock down a road for driving work. We only wanted to keep it to 1 night. Sometimes the practical and the creative are the same decision. There's one shot in this short that I had been thinking about for months beforehand. It's a fairly simple shot, but the idea behind it is a lot more complex. What we did was we put camera on a dolly, and this is the first time that we see John step out of his vehicle and confront the ghost. The vehicle, to me, represented safety. It's where he felt protected. Now, facing the red-headed hitchhiking ghost of Route 44, it's a scary proposition. You're literally stepping into hell. So how do I tell the audience that he's stepping into hell without saying it? The idea was that we would pump fog into the setting. Then that way, the taillights from his car would glow the fog behind him, making this dark, ominous red. Then as he gets out of the car, we slowly dolly back and the frame gets wider and wider. That 4:3 aspect ratio opens up the headspace. Suddenly, everything around our subject is shrouded in this ominous red fog. The visual subtext is doing the work of dialogue. It's what we were always striving for. Another shot I had in mind, I will admit, I saw a master do. I like to call it the Spielberg push-in. Where it plays is that John is looking in this truck that's stopped on the road. It has no driver. He's very confused. He's looking around inside of it, and his car door shuts all by itself. Obviously, if you were alone in the middle of the night on a road that you didn't know, and your car door shut on its own, you would probably be very scared. Honestly, I'd probably shit myself. And so we wanted the audience to feel that fear with him. So we put camera on a dolly, we put a little bit wider of a lens, and we pushed in fast as John reacts. You see, both those shots are dolly shots. The pullback gives you isolation and dread. The push in gives you urgency, intimacy. You're in the face of the person who's expressing all this emotion, so you can't help but feel it with him. Same idea, opposite directions, completely different emotional instruction given to the audience. And then we come to one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. John gets hit by the truck. We shot this to look like one continuous shot. The character of John walks into the middle of the road, looks around as he hears the laughs of the ghost around him, a lot of headroom above him. We don't know where this ghost is. We don't know where he could pop up. And then, bam! Now, how do we pull something like that off? It's actually way easier than you may think it is. See, what we did was we put our camera on a dolly, found our frame exactly the way we wanted it, and we locked that thing down. That's step one. Then we shot a take where Owen, playing John, walks from his car to his mark right in the middle of frame, looks around, and then we yell truck, and he looks, and we cut. That's where we cut. The truck doesn't show up. Nobody gets hurt. Now we get rid of Owen, and we bring in a dummy. Remember, the camera this whole time is locked off in the exact same frame that we just shot with Owen. Our special effects team made one hell of a dummy. And then our wonderful stunt team hit the shit out of it. One of our stunt drivers, Anthony, is the one who ended up hitting the dummy with the truck. He went a lot faster than I thought he would. But it was perfect. He hit him so hard that the dummy's shoe stayed on the pavement. Literally flew off when he got hit. And I kept it in. If you watch really closely and go watch the short, if you haven't already, I already told you to do it. Go watch it. When he gets hit by the truck, you'll see his shoe left over in the frame. Listen, I'm super proud of this film. I'm super proud of all the work that everybody put into it. I'm not going to sit here and name everybody that worked on it, but there's a lot of people that did. All their names are in the credits, and each and every one of them is a true filmmaker. But as with anything, there are definitely some things that I would have done differently if I could go back and change it. I do wish we spent a little bit more time on the outlining stage of the actual story. Not the horror works, but John as a character. He lies to his wife. We never really know where exactly he's going. It's more implied, which is fine, but I do wish we could have delved a little deeper into that. I mean, in 6 minutes, there's only so much you can do, but I do wish we had threaded the needle a little bit better in that one. There was a different original ending that we didn't fully capture. We got parts of it, they didn't work, we cut them. And honestly, the ending itself works even better that way. It's open-ended, leaves the ghost as a concept instead. Something that exists on that road regardless of who's driving down it. Honestly, the ambiguity is scarier than anything we could have shown. And sometimes the cut does save you from yourself. But overall, I think we had a very successful project with 44. And I can't wait to show you all the different stuff that we have planned coming up, because we're just going to keep getting better and better. What this film taught me more than anything is that pacing and composition aren't technical decisions. They are emotional ones. Where you put the camera, how you move it, when to cut, all of it is a conversation with the audience on how to feel. And if you're making those decisions by accident, you're leaving that conversation to chance. And this doesn't just apply to horror, it applies to any story you want to tell with a camera. Once again, the full film is on my YouTube channel. Go watch it, be sure to subscribe, then come back and watch this one again. And if you want to go deeper on visual storytelling, The guidebook's only $14 and it's on our website, planrpictures.com.